I'm Young Buzz. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we need to talk about something serious, something emotional, and honestly something that a lot of fans have been waiting to hear for a long time. Stray Kids and JYP Entertainment have officially taken a strong, very firm stance against malicious commenters. And this time, it's not just warnings or statements. This is real legal action, no leniency, no compromise. So before we jump in, I want you to listen carefully, because this is not just about Stray Kids. This is about idol culture, online behavior, fan responsibility, and how far words on the internet can actually go. JYP Entertainment released a statement saying that in order to protect the rights of their artists, they are taking legal action against people spreading false information, defamation, malicious slander, mockery, and all kinds of harmful comments. And what really stood out to me is how detailed and serious this process already is. This is not something they just started yesterday. They conducted an intensive investigation across both domestic and international online communities and social media platforms, and not just manually scrolling, but through a professional monitoring firm. That means real-time tracking, real data, real evidence being collected. And let me pause here and ask you something. If you're someone who has ever thought, it's just a comment, or no one will know it's me, or companies never actually do anything, does this news change how you think about that now? Because according to the statement, they have already secured real-time data on malicious posts and comments. This means screenshots, timestamps, IP traces, account histories. Things that people assume disappear actually don't. JYP also said they continue to receive reports of false rumors, defamation, malicious slander, and mockery against Stray Kids, and the investigation is still ongoing. That tells me two things. First, the scale of this problem is bigger than we might think. Second, they are not stopping halfway. What shocked me the most is when they said investigative authorities have already obtained warrants and identified the defendants. That's a very strong sentence. This is no longer just we are reviewing or we are considering. People have been identified. Legal names, real individuals. And for overseas platforms, JYP stated they are verifying identities through domestic and international courts. That's huge. A lot of people feel safe hiding behind international platforms, thinking Korean companies can't touch them. But clearly, that assumption is no longer valid. Now let me give my honest personal opinion here. As a fan, and also as someone who watches K-pop culture closely, I think this move was absolutely necessary. Not just for Stray Kids, but for the entire industry. We talk so much about idols' mental health, about burnout, about pressure, about how words hurt. But when it comes to consequences, too often there are none. And that's why hate keeps repeating itself. Stray Kids especially have always been open about their emotions, their struggles, their growth. They write their own music, they express themselves honestly, and because of that, they become easy targets. People twist lyrics, spread fake narratives, mock appearances, personalities, accents, backgrounds, and after a while, it stops being criticism and becomes harassment. So seeing JYP say clearly, there will be no leniency or compromise, feels different. It feels like a line has finally been drawn. But here's where I want to talk to you, the viewers. Do you think legal action is the best solution to malicious comments? Or do you think it might create fear and silence, even constructive criticism? Where do you personally draw the line between freedom of speech and harmful speech? Because let's be honest, not every negative comment is illegal. But defamation, false information, and coordinated harassment are not opinions. They are actions with real consequences. Another part of the statement that really matters is JYP urging fans to actively report any illegal activity. This shifts the role of fans from just supporters to protectors, and that comes with responsibility. I want to ask you directly, if you see a malicious comment about Stray Kids, do you usually ignore it, argue with it, or report it? And do you think fans reporting actually makes a difference? In my opinion, reporting is more powerful than fighting in the comments. Arguments give haters attention. Reports give evidence to authorities. And I also want to address something uncomfortable. Sometimes, malicious comments don't come from obvious antis. Sometimes they come from so-called fans who think they are being funny, sarcastic, or brutally honest. But intention doesn't cancel impact. Mockery is still mockery. False rumors are still false rumors, even if you add "I heard" or "allegedly." This is why this announcement matters. It sets a standard. Another thing that's important is the global aspect. Stray Kids are not just a Korean group anymore. They are global artists. Their fandom is international. Their hate is international too. And JYP acknowledging overseas platforms means the company understands the scale of their influence and the responsibility that comes with it. Now imagine being one of the people who left those comments, thinking it was just anonymous anger, and now reading a statement saying warrants have been issued and identities are being verified internationally. That fear is real. Some people might say, "Isn't this too harsh?" But let me flip that question. Wasn't the hate too harsh first? Words can push people to anxiety, depression, and worse. We've seen tragic outcomes in this industry before, and every time people say, "We should have done more," this feels like doing more. At the same time, I hope this also encourages companies to protect idols proactively, not just reactively. Mental health support, better moderation, clearer boundaries between idols and public consumption. So let me ask you another question, and I really want you to answer in the comments. Do you think this move by JYP will actually reduce malicious comments? Or will people just find sneakier ways to spread hate? And for non-fans watching this, does this make you rethink how you comment about public figures online? Because today, it's Stray Kids. Tomorrow, it could be another group, another artist, or even an ordinary person who suddenly becomes a target. For Stays, I know this news probably feels validating, like finally someone is standing up and saying enough. But remember, protection doesn't only come from legal teams. It also comes from fandom culture. How we speak, how we correct misinformation, how we choose empathy over ego. I personally feel relieved seeing this statement. Not because people will be punished, but because boundaries are being enforced. And boundaries are healthy. Before we end, I want to remind you, if you love Stray Kids, supporting them isn't just streaming and voting. It's also creating a safer environment around their name. So now it's your turn. Do you agree with JYP's zero-tolerance stance? Have you ever reported a malicious comment before? And do you think this will change the culture of online hate in K-pop? Or is this just the beginning of a much bigger fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them, and I really want to know how you feel about this. If you found this discussion meaningful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your voice here on Anyang Buzz. This channel isn't just about news, it's about conversation. I'll see you in the next video.